Is Toto Wolff about to leave Mercedes? Mercedes has made a disappointing start to the 2023 season after its 8-year streak of constructors titles ended last year, and there are huge structural changes that the team might experience in the coming weeks. Stay tuned to find out more. Wolff, who is not used to leading a team on the back foot, is clearly hurting. He has veered between deploying the sort of fighting talk he used last year when he was promised Mercedes would come storming back, and a harsher kind of realism. Sometimes he deploys both within minutes of each other. In Bahrain, he went from telling the Sky Sports camera 1 minute that the gap in the front was not ridiculous, and that Mercedes was going to get Hamilton that 8th world title even if he had to push him around the track, to telling reporters inside Mercedes' paddock home that the car as it stood was never going to be competitive, and that it needed a radical redesign. Wolff is the third longest serving team principal on the current grid, behind only Red Bull's Christian Horner and AlphaTauri's Franz Tost. But this will undoubtedly be the hardest moment of his Mercedes career so far. Any hopes Mercedes' 2022 season would be a blip on the otherwise stellar few years was proven too optimistic, first in Bahrain and then in Saudi Arabia, with the team again struggling to find performance. As such, it is natural to think if Wolff may choose to walk away, having been at the Silver Arrows for a decade. But he said that thought has never once crossed his mind. Wolff said, "We've been through all the ups and downs, and there's not a millimeter of doubt. There's so much support from them to get us back on track. We couldn't ask for a better support. I really enjoy being the team leader for this team. I think I can make my contribution. But if one day I come to the conclusion, or if people close to me tell me I'm not contributing, then I'll consider passing the baton to someone else. I wouldn't be ashamed of that. Then I would criticize from the sidelines, from a TV screen, and know better than anyone else. But until then, I think I'll keep enjoying it." There have been a number of interesting moves within the team over the last few months, which suggest the overhaul is not confined to the W14. Small things. Angela Collins, Hamilton's physio and performance coach, left abruptly after one race. Jerome D'Ambrosio quietly began to work with the team, taking over some of James Vowles' duties. Red Bull's former HRR director and COO Jane Poole coming in. It feels as if Wolff is trying to reboot on and off the track. Whether he is part of that reboot remains to be seen. As we head to Australia for the next round of the championship this weekend, there are a lot of big questions up in the air where the Brackley team are concerned. Hamilton's future, Wolff's future, the future of senior engineers in the technical and engine departments. For the moment, Wolff is fighting to turn the tanker around, but he may not fight indefinitely. As he said last year, and as he's repeated this week, the Austrian is not averse to the idea of handing over the reins to someone else and staying on in a more executive role if he feels he is starting to hold the team back. He said, "I really enjoy being the team leader of this team. I think I can make my contribution. But if one day I come to that conclusion, or if people close to me tell me I am not contributing, then I'll consider passing on the baton to someone else. I wouldn't be ashamed of that." If they do not get things under control soon, we could see some big changes at Mercedes. Toto Wolff is still the man to lead Mercedes. The 2022 season was not the finest year in Mercedes history, but any question that Wolff is not the right man to lead them back to glory seems fanciful. In much the same way that Red Bull has been built in the image of Horner, you can see Wolff's fingerprints all over the Brackley team. The 51-year-old, who lost his father to illness at a young age, has learned to do things the hard way to strive to perfection. And that is a mindset shared by anyone who works for Mercedes. While losing a talent like Lewis Hamilton would no doubt have an impact on the team, you get the sense that losing Wolff would be far more influential on the team's setup and ethos. Whether James Vowles is or is not being trained to become Wolff's successor is another topic of debate, but Wolff's presence at Mercedes is just as vital now as it was when they enjoyed their golden period. How long do you think Toto Wolff will remain the team boss of Mercedes? Let us know in the comment section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always get to watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.